Imagine spending $2 billion to buy the absolute future of entertainment. You tell the world it is a tech-enabled monster. Wall Street claims your stock will triple in value. Then, just 4 years later, you are forced to dump it. You accept a staggering financial loss just to save your own skin. This is the exact nightmare that hit golf equipment giant Callaway. 5 years ago, Topgolf was the biggest revolution in sports history. Experts called it the greatest thing since Tiger Woods. Crowds flooded the massive neon-lit facilities. But by early 2026, the empire completely fractured. The company lost nearly $1 billion in total corporate value. Facing a massive cash crunch, executives slashed hundreds of venue jobs. The brand was bleeding money from structural corporate overhead. Desperate to survive, Callaway executed a radical emergency corporate spin-off. They effectively abandoned the driving range business entirely. They even changed their corporate name back to Callaway Golf Company. The multi-billion-dollar golf dream was officially dead. It quickly transformed into a high-stakes private equity fire sale. How did the world's most popular social venue fall apart so fast? How do you go from a cultural phenomenon to a corporate anchor? The answer lies inside the elite boardroom. It is a story of heavy real estate debt, dying corporate accounts, and a $2 billion valuation mismatch. Welcome back to the Boardroom Guy. Today we are breaking down the spectacular rise, the sudden crash, and the desperate 2026 survival pivot of Topgolf. Our story actually begins across the Atlantic Ocean in the year 2000. In the United Kingdom, twin brothers named Steve and Dave Jolliffe were practicing at a traditional driving range. They were getting incredibly annoyed. They were hitting decent shots, but they had absolutely no idea where their golf balls were landing. They could not track their actual athletic progress. The Jolliffe twins decided to fix this exact problem using technology. They spent years designing a brand new type of ball. They successfully embedded a tracking microchip into the center of a golf ball. This allowed the ball to talk directly to electronic sensors. Traditional golf enthusiasts hated the idea. They called it a cheap gimmick. Venture capitalists refused to fund a sport they saw as declining. The brothers did not quit. They opened the first Topgolf location in Watford, England. But the real magic happened when the concept crossed over to America. Investors like Eric Anderson realized the true potential of the tracking tech. They stopped treating Topgolf like a quiet, boring practice facility. They transformed it into a massive 3-story eatertainment juggernaut. They added high-end kitchens, full-service bars, and neon-lit hitting bays. They built loud music systems and large gaming arcades. It felt more like a luxury nightclub or a bowling alley than a country club. Suddenly, Topgolf captured millennials. This was the one demographic traditional golf could never reach. More than half of Topgolf's visitors were absolute non-golfers. They were regular people looking to party, drink, and share viral videos on the internet. Then came the post-pandemic era. Consumers flooded out of lockdowns, hungry for real-life group activities. They were armed with fresh stimulus money and corporate entertainment budgets. Topgolf venues completely boomed. Total company revenue shot past $1 billion. This explosive growth caught the eye of Callaway Golf. In October of 2020, Callaway announced a massive all-stock merger. They purchased the remaining 86% of Topgolf they did not own. The entire deal was valued at approximately $2 billion. Callaway management envisioned a seamless, perfect sales funnel. They believed social players drinking frozen margaritas would eventually buy $500 Callaway drivers. For a brief moment, it looked like a stroke of absolute genius. But beneath the glowing neon lights, the entire boardroom synergy was a total financial illusion. Selling premium irons to professional golfers is a highly predictable manufacturing business. Selling chicken wings and beer on a rainy Tuesday night is a volatile hospitality game. By 2024, the entire business model hit a massive brick wall. The brand began suffering from three fatal, systemic corporate flaws. Flaw 1. The death of corporate spending. The dirty secret of Topgolf's profitability is that it relies heavily on high-end corporate accounts. The business model needs tech companies, law firms, and major banks to thrive. These corporate clients regularly rent out dozens of hitting bays at premium prices. They spend thousands of dollars on open bars and catered food. Most importantly, they do this at 2 p.m. on regular weekdays. This corporate cash completely fuels the venue's daytime profits. But as the economy tightened, these premium corporate accounts evaporated. Tech layoffs and corporate budget cuts hit America hard. Companies completely banned expensive non-essential off-site parties. Suddenly, the highly lucrative weekday afternoon slots went completely silent. Hitting bays sat entirely empty. The foundation of Topgolf's weekday revenue model crumbled. Flaw 2. The novelty effect and the price trap. Topgolf quickly realized it was suffering from a massive consumer novelty problem. The average spend per person reached $36. Reserving a single hitting bay cost $40 to $60 per hour. This placed Topgolf squarely in the dangerous category of discretionary entertainment spending. Casual families would visit the venue once for the birthday party novelty. But as inflation squeezed household budgets, they chose to never return. They openly complained that the experience was simply too expensive to repeat. To combat the drop in foot traffic, management panicked. They aggressively introduced half-price discount days and cheap drink specials. The strategy temporarily boosted total customer numbers, but it completely crushed their premium brand image. It lowered their average profit margins to dangerous levels. It proved they were operating a highly cyclical, low-margin restaurant chain disguised as a tech empire. Flaw 3. Massive real estate and debt overhead. This was the absolute breaking point. Topgolf locations are concrete and steel monsters. Building a single new venue requires over 10 acres of prime commercial land. The construction costs run anywhere from $15 million to $40 million per location. To maintain the illusion of growth, management aggressively forced open 10 new venues every single year. They funded this massive real estate expansion by borrowing hundreds of millions of dollars. Then, interest rates rapidly surged. The massive debt required to maintain these megastructures became an immediate financial anchor. Free cash flow completely vanished into interest payments. To make matters worse, cheap competitors emerged. Entrepreneurs began building indoor digital simulators inside regular strip malls. They bought 3 tracking machines for $75,000. They did not need a $40 million concrete megastructure. Established Topgolf locations watched their same venue sales tank by 10% year over year. The capital-intensive monster had officially run out of gas. The corporate marriage was an absolute failure. Boardroom pressure escalated until the entire combined experiment collapsed. In late '25, Callaway officially threw in the white towel. They reached a desperate fire sale agreement to offload the struggling driving range business. They surrendered a 60% majority stake in Topgolf to private equity firm Leonard Green Partners. The entire valuation of the deal was placed at just $1.1 billion. This represented a staggering multi-million-dollar haircut from its peak merger valuation. The sale officially closed in early '26. The new corporate owners immediately initiated an aggressive emergency survival pivot. They recognized that the old model of endless real estate expansion was entirely over. The new CEO immediately halted all new venue construction. They executed heavy corporate layoffs to protect remaining cash flow. Now Topgolf is making a major desperation play to survive. They are actively redesigning their existing venues to extract more cash from non-golfers. They are aggressively installing massive arcade game zones. They are converting empty grass zones into trendy pickleball courts and mini-golf courses. They are turning the entire facility into a generalized amusement park. This leaves the brand facing an existential question. Can Topgolf actually survive long-term by completely abandoning its core golf identity? Or has the novelty of the multi-million-dollar driving range permanently worn off? The rise and fall of Topgolf within Callaway is a brutal boardroom lesson. Cultural popularity on the internet does not automatically translate to sustainable corporate profits. Even the greatest technological innovation can easily be crushed under the weight of bad real estate debt. That is all for today's corporate breakdown from the Boardroom Guy. If you want to stay ahead of the game, hit that subscribe button right now. Drop a comment below letting us know if you think Topgolf can survive its new private equity era. We will see you next time inside the boardroom.